readers, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper. It is summer reads, summer reads. I got my summer hat. I got my peach lemonade, which doesn't even look very colorful, but it's delicious. And I got a stack of books that I want to read between now and the end of summer, beginning of fall. So the fall equinox. We're about to be at the summer, beginning of the official start of summer. And for me, the natural way of doing this would be to create a stack for my summer reading that I really want to get to, pepper them into my other monthly TBR list, and see how it goes. I am going to be doing some traveling. I'm going to be out on the boat a lot with my son. I discovered the other day that reading on the boat is a lovely thing to do. And so I look forward to doing more of that. And we're going on some trips that are, you know, a pretty good length away from home. So let's get started on the list. So one of the first books that I want to get to that I've had for a while, I got it at the end of last year, is The Hazel Wood by Melissa Albert. It's about a young girl who discovers that her grandmother has died, and her grandmother wrote stories, and I think she wrote stories about the Hazelwood. And so the girl goes to the estate and discovers the Hazelwood, and I think some things are revealed to her, and it's a bit of a mystery, fantasy. I don't know. I got a buzz about it from the Modern Mrs. Darcy a while ago. Some other friends of mine have enjoyed it, so I'm going to take a look. And I think it's just a perfect, creepy little woodsy read for the summer. Okay, last month, I think, I did a haul, and I shared with you that I got a Nora Roberts book from the Little Free Library, and it was the third in the trilogy, and I discovered that I already had it. If you might remember, it was called Face the Fire, and it's the third in the Three Sisters Island trilogy. So I had a mass market copy of this as well as the second one, and I said in that video I might have to get the other two in order to make them all look the same, and so I did. I got them through Book Outlet. So even though this one has a Target sticker on it, it came from Book Outlet. So I'm going to at least start this summer off with book one, Dance Upon the Air, but I suspect that I will go forward and finish the trilogy. So they all three look the same now. They're very pretty, and I can take the other copies back to the Little Free Library for somebody else to read, and they will have two of the three in that version. Another person I love to read during the summer is, or another author, is Maeve Binchy, and this is a book of short stories that I have not yet read. I have read almost all of Maeve Binchy's books. She passed away a few years ago, so they're not releasing any others, but I think this one was released posthumously. I'm not certain, but it is a book of short stories, and it's called The Return Journey. It's hard to see. Look how pretty that looks. And the cover just made me think that it would probably be, it might be set in different times of the year, but I thought it would be a nice quick summer read. I like short stories during the summer too, because if you're at the pool and you don't have a long time to read, or you're with your family and you don't want to have your nose stuck in a book for hours and hours and hours, short stories are great, small gulps for you to be able to get an entire collection finished. Sorry, my dog was barking. I didn't want that to continue. And the hat is a little much for me, so I'm gonna take it off now and not let my cat get it because he loves this hat. Waking Up in Paris by Sonia Choquette is a book I requested from the author some time ago, right before it came out. Look how pretty that cover is. And I didn't read it. It's also very short. It is a memoir, and it's the subtitle is Overcoming Darkness in the City of Light. I've been a fan of Sonia Choquette's for quite a while. She writes mostly spiritual, self-help kinds of books, and she is a psychic medium. So she's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really like her. And she has a lot of books around kind of creating the life you want, changing your thoughts, your way of being, your openness to intuition or to spirit. She's just really neat. But a few years ago, Sonia Choquette was divorced and was somewhat in a new phase of her life. And so she went to Paris to kind of recover from the divorce and all the things that were happening. And she ended up in Paris as soon as the Charlie Hebdo massacre shooting occurred at the newspaper there. And so she was in Paris sort of recovering from her own personal tragedy while a tragedy unfolded in that city. So I've always wanted to get to this and just haven't made the time, but I feel like this would be an easy one to pepper in, a little bit of nonfiction. And I want to kind of do both a fiction and a nonfiction bent this summer. Two other nonfiction reads I want to get to that I have physical copies of are Wait Till Next Year by Doris Kearns Goodwin. This has on my nonfiction TBR stack for the year, but I mentioned in another video, if you saw it, that this is a perfect time to read this book because it does center around her relationship with her father and baseball and living in the suburbs of the Midwest, I'm pretty sure. And just, I think it's going to be a neat read to take a look at now because it does have a lot of references to that season, to baseball season, which is in full swing in the summer. On that same theme, I'm going to pick up the Chicago Cubs, Story of a Curse by Rich Cohen. It was also mentioned in my nonfiction TBR stack. Summer's a perfect time, watching the Cubs, listening to baseball whenever I can't watch it, and I think perfect timing. And then finally on my Kindle, which is charging right now and maybe not doing well. My Kindle may be sick. It may need, I don't know, may need surgery. But on my Kindle is a book that I had started, I think last summer, hopefully not more than last year, called Neighbourly. And it is by Ellie Monago, or Ellie Monago, maybe. Neighbourly is a story of a couple who moves to a new suburb, a very prestigious suburb where everyone wants to live, and the bids on homes are very competitive, and they get a house that's a little bit larger than they can afford, and this new mom with her little baby feels a little bit overwhelmed by the kindness of these neighbors and the way they welcome new neighbors in, and the way that they are with parties and socialization and being in your home. And she's freaking out about this a little bit. And then she finds some notes start to appear. And I think one of them says, "I saw what you did," which is really kind of creepy, or "I know what you did," something like that. And so I started it last summer and I like it. It's certainly not that I don't like it. Something else got in the way, and it's a loose end. So I'm going to tie up that loose end this summer and complete that on my Kindle. So those are the books that I really think I'm going to pepper in again to another, to a list of other things that I'm going to read. But I feel like these are short, easy reads, would give me a summer vibe while I'm traveling. And if I don't finish the whole trilogy in the summer, I'm okay with that. And I'm excited. I'm also excited to learn what you are reading this summer. What's on your summer reads list? What books give you a summer vibe? Because I could add some additional books to my summer reads list, and we'd be happy to do that. And, kind of what's your favorite place to read in the summer? Like I said, I typically will read, on the porch if it's not too hot. I like to read now on the boat. That was a new discovery for me because we haven't had a boat in our family for till now. And I used to like to read on the beach. I don't tend to sit out on the beach as much as I used to just because of the sun exposure and those kinds of things, but I do like to occasionally read on the beach. And of course I like to read right here in my library with the sun shining in. And a cold drink and some music in the background, maybe some light, easy music in the background, and a great, great book. I hope you'll join me in creating a summer Reads TBR. I hope you will let me know about what it looks like, as I said, and I hope you have a very happy reading summer. Bye-bye.